Good morning and a very warm welcome on this cold winter morning to our esteemed guests of the Indian Navy, Lieutenant Commander Piyush Jain. Good morning, sir, and welcome to our school, although it's only virtually. A warm welcome to our students and parents also. Before we begin, I recall J.F. Kennedy's words: ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Remember, a country sleeps peacefully because of its that is, Army, Navy, and the Air Force. They are guarding our borders while we go about our daily routine without fear. Children, the call of donning the uniform is a privilege given to a few, and we at DLDAV would feel proud if our students become a part of this privileged and honored profession. Today, we have Lieutenant Commander Piyush Jain from the Indian Navy to enlighten you more about how to go about getting admission or getting service in the Indian Navy and to be of service to the country, to our motherland. Sir, please accept our heartiest greetings and a virtual bouquet of flowers as a traditional welcome. We wish this would not have been virtual, but we could have welcomed you in the school. But however, due to the pandemic, due to the current times, this is the best we can do. Sir, now I would like you to take over the mic, the stage. And students, please, all of you, mute yourselves. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome, ma'am. So, first of all, we have a short video for the students and the faculty, which will run for about 10 to 12 minutes. This video will be giving an insight into the working of the Indian Navy and what Indian Navy is all about. And thereafter, I'll be giving a short presentation wherein I'll be explaining that how one can join Navy, which are all the branches in the Indian Navy. So, with your permission, ma'am, I would like to start off with the video first.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, ma'am, then I'll start the video.
Yes, sir.
Is the video audible?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
No, yes, it's visible.
visible manifestation of India's maritime power. Indian Navy is structured to thwart any threats to national security. Adopting Allied NATO its combat preparedness as a formidable blue water force. Its mission-based deployments provide operational agility. Long-range deployments allow the Navy to be a fast responder in crisis. As maritime security challenges increase, and the maritime security environment becomes more complex, India now faces clashing non-traditional and traditional threats. Tackling this requires synergistic efforts on the part of all stakeholders. With 12 major ports, 184 minor ports, and more than 1,000 island territories, coastal surveillance is critical to thwart the attempts of inimical elements. Building relationships with local fishermen has led to the gathering of vital human intelligence, crucial to combating seaborne terrorism, maintaining maritime law, and boosting coastal security. A combat-ready force with new capabilities. Platform and asset acquisitions have prepared us to tackle a full range of threats, deterring and dissuading challenges across the entire spectrum of conflict. The successful life-making exercise of Deep Submergence Rescue Vehicle, MDSRV, Indian Navy is set to emerge as a submarine rescue provider in the Indian Ocean region. The Navy is more lethal than ever before. Its capacities are now being used seamlessly right mission ready. Continually invested in the pursuit of indigenous ship design and construction, the Navy is now greatly transformed. Make in India is the game-changing mantra driving self-reliance and enhanced technological breakthroughs. Ship construction is a strategic vertical and niche capability for national development. While undertaking these tasks, optimal utilization of resources is the core of policy. The Indian Navy is fully committed to new initiatives to enhance startups, innovation, and strategic partnerships to embed new technology. Sound, strong, and swift. The Navy is an early adopter of the new directions taken by the Indian state. The major niches are few. The Indian Navy stays in the forefront. First to respond of responding to the threat of climate change with speed and alacrity. Supporting city agencies and urgent down. These benevolent actions remain our hallmark. Collaboration amongst nations in our maritime neighborhood is crucial for wider maritime security to the Indian Ocean region. Therefore, the Indian Navy is continuously forging bonds of friendship. further the concept of the arms maritime cooperation. The Navy has increased port visits, bilateral interactions, and combined training and exercises. The Indian Navy is a systemized maritime partners and enhanced capacities and capabilities. Greater stability in the culture and increase the collective maritime security. Alignment and the national vision of silent, strong, and swift actions afford us greater credibility in the national region. To maintain a formidable force, the training of our personnel is kept in step with changing times. State-of-the-art education, revised curriculum, human simulators, reviewed training methodology. Next, the next combination of servers and officers for the technology-intensive Navy of tomorrow. Equipping training ships to facilitate the service of the Navy. Since 1969, the Indian Naval Academy is the icon of naval leadership. Its golden jubilee for its exceptional service to the nation, the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, the President of India, awarded the Indian Naval Academy with the President's Collar. Contributions to society remain a priority while safeguarding maritime interests. Eco-friendly, non-Indian naval bases rely on small carbon footprints, curtailing the use of plastic, keeping our maritime environment clean. The Indian Navy is committed to a Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. While remaining focused on tasks, the Navy also pursues the well-being of its community. Better welfare in customers and labor winners and children. Superior health and sports facilities. Serving the greater community at large. Is never the same. Constant challenge is what's meant. Surprising even the best hard. Sad. Faster. Playback for the changing times. Cognizant of every day. The Navy remains incredible, cohesive, and combat-ready force. Discrimination, and is ready to answer the call. The windmill. Stand.
I hope this presentation would have given an insight into the functioning and the roles of Indian Navy. Now I'll be giving a brief presentation. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Is the presentation visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, ma'am, I'll start with the presentation.
Yes.
Respected principal, this is Reena Rajpal, respected teachers, members of the staff, faculty of DLDAV Model School, and all the bright, brilliant, and energetic young students. A very good morning to all of you.
वॉल्यूम कम किया है क्या? तो तेज कर दो ना.
I am Lieutenant Commander Piyush Jain, a fine service that I had decided to join way back in 2011 when I was completing my BTech. It is indeed a real pleasure and a privilege for me to be present here today amongst you all. I am thankful to the school for inviting me to spend some time with you all. With over 4,000, school is one of the foremost schools of India, which is slowly but steadily establishing itself as a beacon of quality education, imparting appropriate qualification, inculcating valuable attributes of discipline, honesty, patriotism, and leadership. Schools play a vital role in nation building as they lay the foundation on which the children develop their values, beliefs, and convictions. All this makes one school an integral and unforgettable aspect of one's life. Dear students, it is of great significance that our country is blessed with more than 7,500-kilometer long coastline and 1,200 islands. Our exclusive economic zone, which measures nearly 2 million square kilometers, provides us with a treasure of marine wealth and resources. Our international trade is largely dependent on the medium of the seas. Over 70% by value and 90% by volume of our foreign trade is seaborne. Over 78% of our oil needs are imported across the seas, and another 11% is met from offshore assets. Our fishing communities, which stretch all along the coast from Kutch to Bengal and from Lakshadweep to the Andaman and Nicobars, sustain themselves on the seas. The seas around us and the oceans touching them are therefore of great importance to our country. For a maritime nation like India, having a strong and a modern navy is of very high importance. A strong and versatile navy not only deters adversaries and safeguards territory, but also enables creation of a peaceful periphery to facilitate socio-economic growth. As we make more use of the seas, our need for security will also increase. Only a strong and modern navy can give us the security that we require to make optimum use of our seas. All Indian nationals can join the navy as either officers or as sailors. A sailor is the navy's term for a soldier. My presentation will focus on officers. You would be aware that an officer of the armed forces, that is the army, the navy, or the air force, is a commissioned officer. This is because he or she is appointed or commissioned personally by the President of India, who signs and hands over a special certificate for this purpose. No other profession in the country has this privilege. Officers are the backbone of the service and its organizations, and only the very best can become the officers. So where does the Indian Navy work from? Naturally, mostly close to the sea. However, our headquarters, known as the Naval Headquarters or NHQ, is at New Delhi, close to the nation's leaders, and is headed by the Chief of the Naval Staff, who is a 4-star admiral. Under him, the Navy is divided into 3 geographical commands, each headed by a 3-star admiral called Flag Officer Commanding in Chief or just Commander in Chief. These commands are situated at Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, and Kochi. The main fighting elements of the Navy are divided between the 2 commands based at Mumbai and Visakhapatnam. These are the 2 operational commands of the Indian Navy. The Indian Navy is a highly professional force that has been continuously strengthening itself as a formidable, multi-dimensional, and a networked force. This requires the Indian Navy to specifically pay attention to dedicated training of its personnel. The Navy's command at Kochi is dedicated to training. This means that the Navy's training units spread across India, depicted as blue stars on the screen, function under the leadership of the Commander-in-Chief based at Kochi. Naming the major ones among them, going anti-clockwise from top left, there is Electrical Engineering College at Jamnagar, Logistics Training at Mumbai, Mechanical Engineering College at Lonavala near Pune, the prestigious Naval War College at Goa, the Naval Academy at Azimala near Kannur, a large number of premier units at Kochi, submarine training at Vishakhapatnam, and sailors basic training at Chilka in Orissa. In addition to the three commands of the Indian Navy, there is also a Tri-Services Command based at Port Blair, which is primarily a maritime command. Coming to the roles, the Indian Navy has many vital roles to play. First one is military, which means all levels of war fighting. Diplomatic role, which means keeping in constant touch with many nations which are of importance to our country. Constabulary role, which means helping the government maintain law and order. And finally, benign role, which means helping those facing trauma, such as victims of tsunami, cyclone, etc. The Indian Navy is divided into various branches. The first among them is the executive branch that shoulders all the fighting responsibility. Then comes the technical branch that comprises of marine engineering and electrical engineering. They keep the complex machinery on board our ships, submarines and aircrafts ticking. Then there is the education branch with a host of training responsibilities. And finally, the medical branch that keeps the Indian naval personnel fighting fit. A brief about the branches. Only officers of the executive branch can become captains of warships, submarines and aircrafts. Executive branch officers in the early days can specialize in one of many professional fields, which include gunnery and missile warfare, navigation and aircraft direction, anti-submarine warfare, communication and electronic warfare, aviation, submarines, marine commandos, and hydrography. For those of you who are keen to join the technical branch, there is a wide variety available. As a technical officer, you could be a marine engineer, an electrical engineer, an aeronautical engineer, which is a much sought after qualification in India, or a naval architect who designs and builds ships and submarines. To help you stay abreast of the technology and to ensure professional excellence, the Navy conducts many internal courses and also gives you a chance to pursue MTechs at IITs, NITs, and even prestigious international institutions abroad. All this at the expense of the Navy. Education officers play a major role in naval training. They are responsible for scientific instructional methods and teaching theoretical aspects of technical subjects to many branches of the Navy. An education officer can specialize in almost all specializations of the executive branch and also in the fields of oceanography and meteorology. They do so that they can teach theoretical aspects to our specialists during their training. Education officers can also pursue MTech at IITs. A career in the Navy gives you the opportunity to display leadership skills and bestows upon you a tremendous amount of responsibility from a very young age. Naval life offers new experiences every day, gives you lifelong friendships, and above all, it ensures that you enjoy the benefits of the time-tested naval value system. Here you can see a captain sitting in the background and his officers controlling a ship while she is sailing. Expect an adrenaline rush when you are transferred at sea from one ship to another using a temporary ropeway when both ships are moving at the speed of about 40 km an hour. Though the Indian Navy doesn't fight with pistols and small guns, we keep our men ready in personal weapon handling. Naval aviation offers you the opportunity to either become a pilot who physically flies aircraft or an observer, which is the Navy's term for airborne tacticians who fly onboard aircraft to fight the enemy. Commandos are called special forces the world over, and indeed they are special. The Indian Navy's Marine Commandos, more famously known as Marcos, form a lethal entity. In order to wear the elite maroon cap, which is their unique privilege, takes grit, determination, and mental dexterity of the extreme kind. Dear students, the Indian Navy offers a challenging and rewarding careers for young adventurous men and women who seek to don the white uniform and become officers and leaders of men. In fact, the Navy is not just another job or a career, it is a way of life. As a naval officer, you will have the unique privilege of being member of a highly motivated and a professional force, acquire higher academic qualifications, and assume important responsibilities. The Navy is a multi-dimensional force which offers challenging work opportunities on board its ships, submarines, and aircrafts. By no means is the Navy all work and no play. Perhaps only a few other professions match the glamour of the white uniform and the pride of wearing it. In the Navy, camaraderie and kinship is strong. One works shoulder to shoulder with others and learns to appreciate the importance of commitment, credibility, compassion, and integrity. The Navy is one large family with strong community values. For those who seek challenges in life, travel opportunities, adventure, and a chance to serve your country with pride amongst an elite group of fellow sea warriors, the Indian Navy is a great career. Dear students, India's growth trajectory in the coming years will be shaped by her ability to harness the seas and direct the maritime boundaries of the seas to further our national development objectives. Since India was and will remain a maritime nation, I am certain that the maritime gears of our country will increasingly mesh and synchronize to propel this great ship India forward. In this forward movement, the real power resides in the ability of the youth, that is, all of you, to rise up to the challenge. You are the architects of our country's destiny. The call of the seas is beckoning young men and women with a can-do spirit of adventure. The Indian Navy and other vocations in the maritime arena offer very fascinating and promising opportunities for you to take your chances and try your luck. I am sure that your school will provide, like it has always done, the right environment, guidance, and encouragement to the students for facing the future challenges. The eligibility criteria for various entries in the Indian Navy as an officer is as flashed on the screen. I wish DLDAV Model School, its faculty and students all the very best in their endeavors. May the school go from strength to strength and always remain as one of the best schools of New Delhi and our country. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening our students and the future torch bearers of our great country. I am quite sure that you must have motivated and ignited quite a few minds to follow your footsteps. We have a few queries, and I will be calling out the names of the students who can then take up their queries, which you will be able to answer. Now, in the very first, the students whose names I call out, please switch on your mic and your cameras also. Anand Shukla from 12B. Anand? Shukla, 12B?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please put up your question.
Good morning, sir. My question is, what are the career prospects for engineering graduates in Navy?
Okay, thank you for the question, Anand. As I told in my presentation, there are few technical branches in the Indian Navy, right? One is engineering and one is electrical. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
I am also an engineering graduate. I did my mechanical engineering in 2011, and thereafter I joined the Naval Architecture branch of Indian Navy. So once you graduate, once you are done with your engineering, thereafter there are two ways in which you can join as a technical officer. First is the University Entry Scheme. In short, it is called UES. So in this particular scheme, Indian Navy visits various college campuses during 7th and 8th semester of the BTech, and from there shortlists students for SSB on the basis of group discussion and interviews. Once you are shortlisted for SSB, you will be called for SSB, which is a 5-day procedure. It is this SSB is the procedure for getting into the armed forces as an officer. So if you want to join Army, Navy or Air Force as an officer, you have to clear the SSB. That is the prerequisite. And thereafter, you will be commissioned in the Indian Navy depending on the choice that you have filled, like for electrical engineering or as a marine engineer or a naval architect. So there are various branches in which an engineering graduate can join.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the second query is that is it true that technical personnel have inferior career progression compared to frontline combat personnel or NDA recruits?
No, Anand, it's not that the career prospects are less. One thing is for sure, like Navy, the main assets with the Indian Navy is the warships and submarines, right? So the organization is such that the commanding officers or the captains of these ships and submarines can only be from the executive branch. Okay. And the Navy, the chief of the naval staff, who is the senior most officer, who is the head of the Indian Navy, will always be from the executive branch. But other than that, there are the career prospects are similar for all the branches. It's not that technical personnel have less career prospects.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your advice.
The second question would be from Ashrit of 12B. Ashrit?
Good morning, sir. Sir, I'm short-sighted, so am I eligible for Navy? And also, will knowing how to swim increase my chances of selection?
Ashrit, I'll request you and as well as all the students to visit the official website of Indian Navy, joinindiannavy.nic.in. So therein you can check the medical standards. Even if you are short-sighted, you can be allowed to join in few particular branches depending on the power that you have and the criteria required by the branches. So you can go to that particular website and check the exact medical criteria.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bhavik Jain of 11th A. Bhavik?
Good morning, sir. So my question is, can someone directly attain a high post in Indian Navy, or there is only one way through which he can attain a high post, which is promotion?
Bhavik, in Indian Navy or any other organization, no one can directly attain a high post. You have to join at the junior most level, and thereafter, based on the time that you spend in service and your merit in service, you keep getting promoted to higher and higher ranks. So you cannot directly attain a higher position.
Okay, sir.
Harsh 11B. Harsh? Sir, I would just tell you the question that he had asked. I think he has lost the connection.
Yes,
he wants to know the stipend or the amount and the maximum salary package that is offered.
Ma'am, then for the remuneration and the specific details, I'll again request the students to go through the official Indian Navy website, because the medical criteria, the remuneration, these kind of specific details are readily available on the website.
All right. Thank you, sir. Dipanshu of 11th A. Dipanshu? Dipanshu? I think he's also... Yes, Dipanshu. Dipanshu, you are not audible.
Ma'am, I think
yes.
there is some...
Yes, there's some problem. I'll just read out the question that he sent to me. What are the main entrance exams to join the Navy and the minimum and maximum age requirements?
Ma'am, after, I would like to know, he wants to know after 12th class or after graduation.
Yes, I think it's probably after 12th class.
Ma'am, after 12th class, there are two examinations. First one, I think most of the students will be aware, is through the NDA exam. So NDA conducts the examination every year, which is conducted by UPSC. So while filling the NDA examination, they ask for choice of service, in which you can fill Army, Navy, or Air Force as per your preference. Once you clear the written exam, then again you will be called for SSB. And the advertisement of the NDA exams clearly specifies that, as on the date of exam, the candidate should have so and so, the candidate's age cannot exceed so and should be between so and so. Generally, the maximum age for most of the branches is 26 years as an officer in Indian Navy, and minimum is 18. But then it again depends that which month the candidate was born in. So you have to check the advertisement for that. And regarding the second entrance exam, Indian Navy nowadays conducts a specific separate exam which is called INET, Indian Navy Entrance Test, which is a computer-based exam. So if you appear through INET and you clear it, then you clear the SSB, you will be directly recruited for Indian Naval Academy. So these are the two examinations, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. And I think I had another question from Kabir. He's also not present here, probably due to some network problem. He's asking whether the Navy has got jobs only offshore or onshore also.
Ma'am, there are all kinds of job profiles are available. Like there are in some of your appointments, you will be appointed on board ships and submarines, wherein you have to sail. And maybe after spending like 2 to 3 years in that particular appointment, you will be transferred to a base appointment, which can be either a staff appointment or a technical appointment, basically to support these vessels, right? So we have the entire setup on shore also, which play the supportive role, like maintenance of vessels, day-to-day running of the vessels, and everything is there. So it's both ways, ma'am. It's we have to sail also and we have to serve on shore also.
Thank you, sir. And Shoaib Hassan, 11th branches of technical study in the Indian Navy.
Ma'am, could you please repeat the question? There was some issue in the connection.
The branches of technical study in the Indian Navy.
The branches, ma'am, as I brought out earlier, there are two, broadly, there are two technical branches, marine and electrical, like engineering and electrical. Now, within engineering, you have naval architecture and marine engineering. And once you go in marine engineering, then you can be having different specializations. Like for steam ships, there is a different line. For gas turbine ships, there is a different branch. So once you join that particular branch, then depending on your interest and merit, you will be assigned a particular branch in which you will specialize and you will be trained in that particular field. Similarly, there are many fields in electrical also, like one is communication, one is radars, one is weapons, one is sensors. So there are different branches. So based on your merit and your interest, you will be assigned these particular branches wherein you will be trained.
Yeah, I think that would settle his query. There's one more question from Krish of 11th B. What is the duration of the training in the Navy?
Ma'am, duration, it actually varies. Like if you are joining, suppose if you are joining after 12th class, right? You're joining Indian Naval Academy after 12th class, then initially you have to undergo a 4-year BTech course. So those 4 years, you will be given naval training as well as you will be undergoing BTech. Once you undergo BTech, thereafter your professional training, you will be commissioned in the Navy, and thereafter your professional training starts. So it all depends on which branch you have chosen. All the training schools have their specific curriculum and duration, which varies from 1 to 1.5 years generally, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anybody else would like to ask any question, any queries after having listened to and seen the presentation? Students? You can raise your hands if you would like to ask a question. Yes, students, any questions that you would like to ask? All right. In that case, All right. I don't think anybody has got any more query. Fine. So, sir, on behalf of DLDAV Shalimar Bagh, I would like to thank you for having graced the occasion and instilled and ignited the desire to serve our country in our young students. Thank you so much, and we look forward to having you again in our next education fair. Now, students, would you please put on your camera so that a screenshot can be taken, and you can even see this on the YouTube, on our school YouTube link. Now, please switch on your cameras, all of you. Students, please switch on your cameras so that a screenshot can be taken. Very good. Sayam, Harshit. Yes, very good. The rest also Arjun, Anand, yes, Ashrit, Dipti, Damini. Please switch on your cameras so that a screenshot can be taken for the YouTube. And very good students. Well done. Well done. Seema, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.